Today, we venture deep into the forgotten past of the Sol system, to a world where survival meant enduring the very breath of a star. Mercury, the scorched planet orbiting closest to our Sun, a world baked under constant searing light and shadowed by a history long buried beneath layers of dust and ash. Long before the Emperor rose to unite Terra, long before the banners of the Imperium flew over every planet in the Sol system, Mercury was a world unto itself, a battleground where men, machines, and the remnants of a once great civilization fought for survival in the most hostile of conditions. But what was life like on Mercury before the Emperor's rise? In an age when Terra itself was divided, with techno-barbarians, warlords, and forgotten powers locked in a bitter struggle for dominance, Mercury was no less embroiled in the chaos of the Age of Strife. Let's start by painting a picture of this world, a planet constantly bombarded by the sun's fierce radiation. The days here stretched into weeks, with temperatures soaring to unbearable heights, while the nights plunged the surface into frigid darkness. Any life on Mercury would have been driven underground, beneath the surface, hiding from the sun's unforgiving gaze. For millennia, Mercury had been a key to mankind's survival. Rich in minerals and rare metals, it provided crucial resources for humanity's early spacefaring endeavors. Yet by the time of Old Night, the planet's role had changed. With warp storms ravaging the galaxy, Mercury, like many other worlds, was cut off from Terra. Its population, isolated and left to fend for itself, descended into a brutal era of warlordism, where only the strong could hope to survive. Deep beneath the planet's crust, sprawling underground cities housed the remnants of human civilization. These were not cities of light and innovation, however. They were places of survival, carved from the rock itself, shielded from the relentless heat and radiation above. It is here, in these shadowy depths, that we find the techno-barbarian clans of Mercury, tribes of survivors, armed with scavenged technology, battling one another for control of the planet's dwindling resources. But Mercury was not merely a backwater filled with raiders and scavengers. The planet's proximity to Mars, the cradle of the Mechanicum, meant that its inhabitants were never truly beyond the influence of the tech priests. Even before the Emperor's rise, Mars had long viewed Mercury as a valuable asset, its resources critical to the forges of the Red Planet. Some scholars suggest that hidden Mechanicum enclaves existed on Mercury during this period, fiercely defending their mining operations from the brutal warlords that roamed the surface and tunnels alike. The interplay between these factions, Mercury's savage techno-barbarians and the more secretive Mechanicum, would have shaped the planet's pre-Unification history. The Mechanicum, with its vast technological power, likely employed arcane machinery to shield their operations from the sun's radiation. Ancient plasma reactors, solar shields, and perhaps even early forms of the void shields we know today, could have been used to create havens of relative safety amidst the chaos. But these outposts were not invulnerable, and time and again they would have been raided by Mercury's nomadic tribes, desperate for the tools to survive in their unforgiving world. We can only imagine the battles fought in those dark, echoing tunnels, warlords clashing with the tech priests' cybernetic forces, the hiss of ancient energy weapons cutting through the oppressive gloom. This was no simple struggle for power, it was a fight for survival, as Mercury's inhabitants vied for control over the planet's vital resources. Yet the most fascinating aspect of Mercury's pre-Unification history may well be the speculative accounts of its early solar harnessing technologies. Some historians claim that before the fall of the Dark Age of technology, Mercury was a testing ground for colossal solar energy projects, vast installations designed to collect and store the immense power of the sun. These structures, if they existed, would have been among the most advanced on Terra's neighboring planets. But in the Age of Strife, with the collapse of the interstellar human empire, they would have fallen into ruin, forgotten by all but the most desperate survivors. Imagine for a moment the ruins of one such solar array, abandoned in the depths of Mercury's hellish surface. The once glorious technology, now reduced to little more than twisted metal and broken circuits, scavenged by tribes who no longer remember its true purpose. These people, clinging to the remnants of a lost age, would have viewed the machines as relics of the gods, tools to be worshipped or feared, but never fully understood. This blend of ancient technology and brutal survival is the essence of pre-Unification Mercury. It's a world where the past and future collided, where the ruins of mankind's greatest achievements became the battleground for its most savage descendants. And it's within this context that we must understand Mercury's role in the greater narrative of the Sol system. As the Emperor began his rise to power on Terra, uniting the techno-barbarian tribes under his banner, it's likely that his gaze turned towards Mercury. The Emperor's vision was not limited to Terra. He sought to unite all of humanity, beginning with the Sol system. And Mercury, with its mineral wealth and strategic location, would have been a key target in his campaign of conquest. We know little about the exact details of Mercury's unification under the Emperor. Historical records from this period are scarce, and much of what we do know is shrouded in mystery. What we can surmise, however, is that Mercury's warlords, like those on Terra, were likely given a choice: submit to the Emperor's will or face annihilation. One can imagine the techno-barbarian leaders of Mercury gathered in their subterranean strongholds, contemplating the Emperor's offer. Would they lay down their arms, surrendering their ancient domains to this new ruler? Or would they fight, as so many others had done, only to be swept aside by the might of the Emperor's legions? Whatever their decision, the outcome was inevitable. Mercury, like every other world in the Sol system, would eventually fall under the Emperor's dominion. The planet's history, its struggles, and its unique character would be absorbed into the greater whole of the Imperium. And so the story of pre-Unification Mercury draws to a close, a world forged in the fires of the sun, shaped by the collapse of a galactic civilization, and ultimately brought to heel by the Emperor of mankind. Its legacy, though overshadowed by Terra and Mars, remains a crucial chapter in the history of the Imperium's birth. In the end, Mercury's story is not just one of survival, but of transformation. From a lawless, sun-blasted wasteland to a fortified world within the Emperor's realm, it stands as a testament to the resilience of mankind, even in the face of the most hostile conditions imaginable. As always, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden lore of Warhammer 40k, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what topic you'd like to see next. And remember, the Imperium's history is vast, but together we'll uncover every forgotten corner. Until next time, stay vigilant, and may the Emperor protect.